Natalie Herbeck, and there is no secret as to why we've made this stop our road trip today. We are in Canton, but you are going to feel like you are in Tuscany. I can't wait for you to see this place. We are at Gervasi Vineyard. I'm going to welcome in the man who is going to take us through just how beautiful this place is. Scott, I am so delighted to be here today.
Well, we're thrilled to have you today, Cleveland, and have you here today. Really appreciate it.
It is remarkable, the property. How many acres does the vineyard sit on?
We have 55 total acres, and we're right in the city of Canton.
It's breathtaking when you see this place. For you, I know this is a labor of love for so many people, you specifically. What has gone into putting this together and making this what it is today?
We've been open a little over 5 years, but it's a family project. Started 6 years ago. We found this amazing property and we said, what could this beautiful place become? And it didn't look like anything like this 5 years ago, but we had the concept of developing a winery and vineyard right here in Canton. And it's really evolved. We've listened to our customers and we've added a lot of features that you'll see while you're here. And it's really become a destination for Northeast Ohio and really the region. It
truly is a destination. We're not just talking about going to a vineyard. What else can people find on the property?
Well, there are several restaurants, so there's a lot of dining opportunities, whether they be inside or al fresco outside. We have full service, more casual, upscale, casual, more lower price point type options. We have a lot of festivals and a lot of fun activities that go on, from yoga to a concert to an art festival, things like that.
And tell me, wouldn't this be a beautiful place for a wedding here?
Absolutely, and we've really become a wedding destination place. We have two options, both an inside option in the Villa Grande and a beautiful outdoor venue called the Pavilion, which is right next to the lake, which we're just beside, as well as the vineyard, and it's really spectacular.
What do you think makes your vineyard stand out from others? I mean, I know in my head what I think, but what would you say for people?
Well, I think the fact that there are so many different things that you could do here, that this is not just some place you can come for an hour or two. You really could spend a weekend, an entire afternoon. It's unusual to find a place to stay, a boutique inn, restaurants, all kinds of wine experiences, activities, place to have events. That's what's really unique about us.
One of the best things they have here is their delicious food. It is so decadent.
Absolutely.
And I have to start by going and checking out some of that. We got to do a little sampling, right?
Yeah, please do. We're definitely a winery, but it's all about food too here at Gervasi.
Let's go. One of the best things about coming here is that you can learn to cook while you're here as well, and you're learning from the absolute best. We're here with Executive Chef Jerry, and what are you making up for us today?
We're making our Bistro's most popular seafood dish. It's a Cioppino. It's a San Francisco style stew. It's tomato based with white wine.
So is this something that you teach during your classes?
We haven't yet. Maybe this summer we will though.
Oh, so we're getting a quick sneak peek at this now.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So take me through the process. Just kind of pretend like I am going to try to learn today, even though I'm going to let you do all of the work.
You don't want to do any of the work?
Well, I can help you if you want.
All right. Okay.
I washed my hands. Look, it's already. Oh, there we go. I'm helping. This is great.
We start with a piece of swordfish, about 5 ounces. We have 4 black tiger shrimp and about 5 or 6 mussels.
I'm liking the start of this so far. All right. So
I'll put the fish in so you don't.
You put the fish in.
Yeah.
It's going to taste so much better when you make it.
We start with the swordfish because it's a bigger piece. We want our oil to be a little bit smoky. Want to hear a sizzle when we put it into the pan.
So you want to throw in all of the seafood in together?
Yes, we will, and then we have our other ingredients here too. I'll walk you through as I add them.
Okay.
I'm going to add my garlic.
Gotta have garlic.
Yep. Careful not to burn it. Clam juice. Our tomato juice. Some fresh fennel.
It's really impressive that you haven't caught on fire by now.
It does happen. It does happen. We have cremini mushrooms and also oyster mushrooms. Now I'm going to add my mussels. The mussels don't take very long. They'll open up and add a little flavor to the broth. Also our shrimp. Here we have a little bit of fresh basil.
Basil will give it some nice flavoring.
Fresh tarragon. Some fresh parsley.
How am I doing so far?
Great.
Okay.
You've actually taken my towel. And
do you need it yet? Do I need it? Okay. Now, how many people could this serve?
We reduce this down. This is usually for one person.
Okay.
You can make bigger batches and for a
It's a
family.
nice hearty dish then.
Yeah.
Or soup.
And if you would make it at home, I recommend cutting up the swordfish into pieces so you can feed the family. I like to add a little bit of fresh spinach too to it, just to give it some more color. Would you like to try?
Oh no. Oh no. Just move it all around, huh?
Yeah.
If I burn myself, it's all on you. So we have everything in?
Uh-huh.
Not
We'll
yet.
add just a little bit of salt.
Pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. I got it.
Yeah. You got it. All right, well, I have an idea. While we let this finish up, I also heard there's a place that's nearby, right on 77, where you can make stained glass. You can master the art of that as well, not just cooking. If you're an expert, if you're a novice, they will take anyone. Again, it's right along 77, so check this out.
Studio Arts and Glass, we've been in business for 33 years. We custom design and make stained glass windows. We do a lot of restoration work, start to finish, take the windows out of the church. We'll bring them back to the studio, dismantle the window, re-lead it with all new lead came, solder, glaze it where we force the glazing cement into the lead channels and let it sit and cure for about 3 days. Then take the window back to the church and reinstall it. We do the whole process because we want to make sure it's done right from start to end. We do classes. It's not a big secret, stained glass, and a lot of studios treat it as a secret. They don't want to teach you how to do it. We have the other opinion, is we want you to know how to do this, then you know how difficult and time consuming it is. You'll appreciate our craft, our art more when you know exactly what we do. I work with the architects, the designers, the clients, the churches, and then what I do is sell all the projects. The guys put it together. Anything we can draw, we can make into a stained glass window. In the gift shop are artists from all over the United States and Canada. We have a lot of hand-blown glass, handmade jewelry, anywhere from $10 up to $300–400. Things that are totally different that you're not going to see at a jewelry store, you're not going to see at a mall, because we really want that artistic piece that when somebody sees it, you're not going to see the same piece of jewelry on someone else. They also get to see my 4 dogs. There are greeters. They work for Milk Bones, and a lot of people will bring them bones when they come in. That's why they're all so chubby. My favorite part is seeing it lit up. When you have the light come through the window, you get the sparkle of the glass. It's just that color, that brilliance of the glass. Every project's different, and that's really what I really like doing, is doing things that are different that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Studio Arts and Glass is right in North Canton. You can see that sign off of Interstate 77. Go and check it out. You'll have a lot of fun. Okay, we're back here at Gervasi. We're ready to plate up this beautiful soup dish. This looks amazing. Now, every time I come here, I end up trying something hot and I end up burning my tongue. So I'm a little nervous to taste this one.
It does have a little bit of heat, not too much though. We try to keep it tamed down a little bit just so it pairs better with the wines.
It looks delicious.
And
It's one of the many things that you can come and taste here at Gervasi Vineyard. The food is always so good. You guys do such a fabulous job.
Great, thank you. I have a very good team. A lot of great chefs work here, and they do all the work.
Check that out. When we return, behind the scenes at Gervasi Vineyard, we're heading to the wine room. Welcome back. I have been to several vineyards all over the country, but the one place I've never seen in any of them is the wine lab. And I wouldn't know the first thing about this, but Andy thankfully knows a lot about this. It can explain what the process is like. Where do you even begin in a wine lab?
Well, we use the wine laboratory as our operation whereby we check all the chemical analysis of the wine. We also do our wine tastings in here. We do our blend trials. So before we bottle any of our wines, we spend an exhaustive amount of time in the laboratory. This machine that you have here is for aeration and oxidation. We use that to check the sulfite levels in the wine. Everybody reads it on the label, contains sulfites. This is the equipment that we use to monitor that and to know that we are compliant and that we have the right level for each individual wine. We also have an incubator where we can do heat cultures. We also do use that for our protein tests to make sure that our wines are protein stable. Our automatic titrator is used to check titratable acidity, the pH of the wine, and we also use it to check the nitrogen levels in the juice. So in the very beginning, when we start producing the wine, we take the juice, we bring it in here, and we evaluate it. And we evaluate it at the beginning, throughout the whole process, and just prior to bottling, we evaluate the wine again for its chemical composition to know that everything is proper and everything is stable.
So you're in this lab quite a bit throughout the whole process.
We use this lab extensively. Fortunately, our assistant winemaker, David, is a chemistry graduate, and when he came in here, he saw all these as his toys. And so I'm able to concentrate and focus on other areas, but it's a crucial part of everything that we do.
So he's the mad scientist when it comes to this.
We're all mad when it comes here.
Well, let's go into the barreling room.
Into the barrel
Okay.
room. That would be a great place to follow it.
So I forgot to mention the fact that I have stolen a coat from one of your coworkers. It is chilly down here, but there's a reason for that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. The wine is most stable at colder temperatures. And while we have the ability to chill all of our tanks, we're able to exercise some efficiency by maintaining all of the ambient temperature much cooler. And we try to keep it at around 60 degrees.
Now, what technically goes on in the barreling room other than the obvious, I guess you should say?
Well, there are two primary functions that occur in this room. One is the barrel fermentation of our Bellina Chardonnay, and the barrels that are right behind you, which are empty right now, are the barrels that we use for that. And an interesting thing is that when that Bellina is fermenting, it makes a humming sound as the reeds in the bungs vibrate due to the expulsion of carbon dioxide that's in the barrels. And so when you walk into this room, it's like a symphony tuning up. So we barrel ferment our Chardonnay, and then we also age our other wines. For example, on this wall, it is full of the Toscano, the Sangiovese that goes into our Toscano blend. We also have Cabernet Sauvignon that is in the back. That's part of our Toscano blend. And once fermentation is complete, then the Sangiovese and the other reds will age in here approximately 1 year before we bring them out, make our master blend, and then go to bottling.
It is amazing how much goes in to making wine. It really is an art form.
It's a combination of art and science. And what we've tried to do here is to bring in all the old world art and things that I carried over with my mom and dad from Italy, as well as all the new science and the technology that is available to us today to help us make the very best wines.
Well, and they do, because they have several award-winning wines, and you have a couple up here, don't you?
Yes, these are 3 of our award winners in the 2015 Ohio Wine Competition. These 2 are Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio are gold medal winners. Our Sognata Ice Wine is a Concordance Gold and was awarded Best of Show for dessert wine in Ohio for 2015. And that's the one that I'd like for you to try.
Well,
so we keep them.
You don't have to ask me twice.
You don't have to ask you. Oh, very good. Now, ice wine, very interesting. The grapes have to be picked and harvested while they are frozen on on the vine. And so the grapes for this wine were picked at about 4:30 in the morning at 14 degrees under the headlights of a tractor. And I was so garbed that you wouldn't know who I was.
You were doing it?
I was there.
I was going to say, I'm glad I'm the person drinking it and not the person picking it. Oh, really?
And so that is one of the things that makes ice wine so fantastic, is the heavy concentration of flavors and the sugar that gives it its wonderful texture.
It's impeccable. That is delicious. Just one of the many award-winning wines that you have here for people to come and enjoy and do tours with. Thank you so much, Andy.
You're very welcome. Thank you for trying our wine.
He's the art master of wine, that is for sure. But I have found another woman who really has mastered the art of fashion, and she is turning vintage pieces into modern-day works of art.
Clothing store, but it's also a design studio. And if you had the cloak right up here, where your nose is, the back of your head's at 9 inches. We have a focus on sustainability and reusing. And in today's world with fast fashion, where kids are wearing things for 2 months, 3 months, and then throwing them away, we take old things and keep them going. I like the front panel and I love the pocket. If you have something you want to redesign, first, it's always best to try it on. Even if it's way small, just to see, I need to see the body. I need to see it on. I'm a visual sewer. Like take the whole sleeve off and use it to make a sleeve. We talk about what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and then start talking about what you like, what's your favorite outfit. You know, what about your favorite clothes do you like? Is it ease of dress? Is it, you know, neckline, sleeve, short length? And kind of try to work with your personality, your body shape, and the garment, because they all speak differently, and you want them to all come together. With a strap from here so that her waist is accentuated. Do you want a dress? Do you want a jacket? We set up the store with vintage clothing, and it starts Victorian and we go by decade, which makes it a little more fun shopping. You know what era you're shopping in. Depend on people bringing things in from their grandmother's estate, and they have all these very fashionable women and nobody knows what to do with the clothes. I pay a fair price for vintage. My most favorite part is when it's finished and they try it on, and it just, having something fitted to your body is magical. I redesigned a coat and she tried it on and she put her hands in the pockets. They were the original pockets, everything else was different. She goes, my mother's hands were in these pockets. And you just knew that she is gonna love that and wear that, and that's a really good feeling.
If you have any vintage clothing you're willing to part with, you can give Colette a call or visit her downtown Canton location. Still to come, we're hanging out here at the Crush House. We're heading upstairs for some wine pairings. Welcome back. We have learned all about the wine. Now it's time for some pairings here at Gervasi Vineyard. And let me tell you, there was no need for convincing to bring me into the Crush House. In fact, I think, Jeff, you probably are going to have to boot me out of this place. I'm not going to want to leave.
You're welcome.
Thank you. This is the newest addition to Gervasi Vineyard. what was the need to build this? Why did you guys feel that you wanted to add this on?
Sure. Well, you know, the decision was kind of made for us. When the villas opened in 2011, our guests kind of let us know in a nice way that, you know, they didn't have a place to go on Mondays because the bistro was closed. And that kind of coincided with another problem that we were having at the time. We had run out of winemaking capacity at the bistro. So the decision was pretty easy to make. Mr. Swaldo decided to expand the winery, and we wanted to provide a casual, friendly, you know, fun spot that's accessible to our guests and fun.
It is. It's definitely casual. You walk in and you feel like you're almost at home when you come in here to sit
thanks.
down. I think that's why I don't want to leave. All of the wine is made here in the
Yes,
Fresh House?
absolutely. There are some select wines on our list right now that we source from Italy. They're made there and private labeled for us, but the majority of wine on our list is made right here in this building.
So you've brought some delicious food with you today to pair with the wines.
Sure.
Let's start with what's in front of me, if that's okay.
Absolutely. This is one of our piata sandwiches. This is the Vegetarino, and it's obviously a vegetarian dish. The reason I chose this is it's light and it's a great sandwich to have in the summer. I paired this with our Lucello, which is our Pinot Grigio. So it's a nice, bright, light wine that has some subtle floral notes to it. And I think it pairs really well with the eggplant, which is, you know, the primary vegetable in that sandwich.
It's delicious.
And the other fun pairing about this is that coleslaw is very different. It's unique. It's got a little zippy spice to it, which I think is also...
Now I have to try it. How
Sure.
did you mention that? I would dig into that, but this will probably have to wait during a commercial break.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And then this other dish, if I'm not jumping
Nice
ahead, this would maybe be more of a dinner dish, although it's available at lunchtime. This is a spicy beef pastina bowl. So that's tiny little pasta in there. The interesting story behind this dish is the beef short rib is our #1 seller in the bistro.
Really?
And our guests love it. I think if we ever took it off of the menu,
Stealing the spoon to try this then.
please.
This is the #1 seller?
Yeah, the beef
The
short
beef
rib.
short rib is.
So Chef Jerry decided to incorporate this into a fun pasta dish. I paired it with Zinzin, which is an old vine Zinfandel, and I think, you know, the rich, full body flavor of this wine pairs really well with all the flavors that are taking place in this bowl.
That is a must.
Yeah.
That is a must when you stop
It's one of
here.
my favorites.
Wow, Chef Jerry, he's on the ball.
He is. We're lucky.
Wow. Okay, and obviously the pairings are great with the food. Now you also do wine tours.
Absolutely. We have free winery tours on Saturdays. Anyone can come to those. And then by reservation, you can plan a pairings tour. It's $19 per person. You just go to our website, gervasivineyard.com. And actually on these long rectangular plates, we have four little bites that we pair with 4 different wines. So following a great tour of the winery, the tour guide will explain why that wine is paired with that particular bite, and you'll learn, you know, how you can pair wines at home.
It's a wonderful thing because I think it's not always easy for someone who's not familiar with doing that.
Sure.
On making sure they're pairing with something that's great information to learn them when you're having gatherings.
Absolutely.
At your house as well.
Great.
So not only are you getting amazing food, you're also getting a little lesson as well.
Well, we hope so.
I love it, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep digging into this delicious food and tasting with the wine, and we'll be back from Gervasi Vineyard after this. Up next, the Bloody Mary that's topped with a meatball slider. You gotta see this. Not only has the Swaldo family opened up Gervasi Vineyard, they've also turned an old mansion into an Italian-American kitchen that's right down the road in Green.
Well, the Twisted Olive is part of Gervasi Vineyard. So one of the things that we have really done over time is, we're really in the experience business, we say. Food and wine is certainly at the core of what we do, but we want people to have a memorable experience. So we really wanted the Twisted Olive to have its unique experience. It would be something at the Gervasi standard, but stand on its own. So it's more casual. It is a really large restaurant, so we wanted it to be more casual, more family friendly. What was really unique about the house, besides the amazing setting, was it had a lot of really cool features to it. It had big dramatic fireplaces, some amazing wood details. It's a walkout basement, so it has a lot of glass on the back of the building with great views. So we really just looked at each room and said, what could we retain within each room that would work in a restaurant environment and be beautiful. Because we're in a park, people could come from the baseball field in their uniform and hang out on the beautiful outdoor deck or one of the casual dining areas and enjoy a meal. Or if you're entertaining out-of-town guests or celebrating a special occasion, it works for that too. It's very versatile.
Today we're going to put together one of our Napoli pizzas here at the Twisted Olive. We take one of our house-rolled doughs, we coat them with a little bit of olive oil. There's a mozzarella blend that goes down as a base, fresh sliced Roma tomatoes, and we have a fresh mozzarella cheese that goes on top. That's going to go in for about 6-7 minutes in our oven that we have over here.
Well, we've got some of our signature items here. First we have our pizza. This is our Napoli pizza. We have a whole series of other pizzas as well, which are fantastic, very rustic. Over here we have our meatballs. We have a special section on the menu with pork. This is the beef. We also have pork and chicken meatballs and a vegetarian option. Bellini Mini, one of our favorite cocktails. And this is one of our signature entrees. This is the Twisted Cowboy. It's a big ribeye with really hot peppers, a chimichurri sauce, fresh vegetables. We also have other steaks and seafood. And then over here we've got our Bloody Mary experience. One of the things that's unique about our restaurant is we have a Bloody Mary menu. Of course, our Gervasi signature wines, and you gotta finish with dessert. We have our individual cake board. You can buy individual cakes or the entire board with 4 different flavors. We do feature all the Gervasi wines and just our wines here on the property, so we still that's very much an important part of what we offer. But we also wanted to, again, have this be a different experience than Gervasi, so we have a full service bar. With Twisted Olive, you'd expect cocktails, and we certainly have them. We have an extensive martini list, some signature cocktails. We also have a craft beer list. I'm also just really proud of what we've created. It's unique, it's beautiful. It's still evolving like anything new, but I think that the customer base has really embraced it, and we're really excited to be offering something new and different.
The Twisted Olive also has outdoor dining, and it's just about 10 miles from here, right near the Akron Cannon Airport. Cannot leave Gervasi Vineyard empty-handed, that is for sure. So you're going to want to make a stop here at the marketplace, and Francie, she's going to take us through this entire building and probably want me to, I'm going to buy one of each after I see everything that's in here. But wine, Francie, obviously one of the biggest sellers for you guys.
Yeah, this room is dedicated to all our wines. We have about 16, 17 retail wines available, all here in this room for people to come and stock up and take home to enjoy.
It's so pretty how you have it all set up too. So you have a wine bottle after wine bottle, but I see a lot of different kind of wine accessories.
Right, it's just a natural fit to include in this room with our wines, any kind of wine accessories, wine decor, great little pick-me-up pieces that go naturally with being a winery.
If you don't want to just say get someone a bottle, just a little added touch.
Absolutely.
You'll find here, like these. I had never seen these before.
Yeah, huge seller. The wine cork candles actually burn. You stick them in an empty bottle. Great for like a dinner party, just to set the atmosphere. Yeah, top seller. If someone walks away with something from here, a lot of times just, pick up a wine cork candle. Nice little souvenir. So
I love it. Glasses, you have shot glasses, but it's not just about the wine here.
Right.
And I think that's a prime example when you come into this next room.
Right, so keep our wine in there, but then all the other rooms in here full of small gift home decor items. This spring we just added jewelry, brand new to the shop. dedicated this whole space to it, and
pretty.
I don't know about you, but I can't resist buying jewelry when I go places, and it seems like our customers are the same way, so it's been a huge
Especially
hit.
after they have a couple of glasses of wine.
Exactly, that always helps the cause.
So do you have any local designers, or are they from all
They're
over the place?
spread out from all over the place.
love some
Over
of these.
here, we do feature 2 designers that are here in the United States. This line's out of New York City, and this is a line out of Alabama.
How cute are some of these pieces? Look at this bracelet.
Right, so this is our Rebel line, handmade out of New York City, real leather, the genuine crystals, and just really unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that you won't find other places in our area.
And
so.
then this one over here is out of where did you say?
I believe it's Alabama, and same thing. She goes out, and her inspiration is vintage jewelry, vintage buttons. She makes a great little, like they have little sayings if you see them
Very
on there,
cute.
little
Thanks.
mantras. So another really great, unique, one-of-a-kind piece from that line. That's Bella Vita.
I can totally see why this is a must stop. So the whole entire wall here lined with jewelry. I love the tiles that I saw in the room over there. Are these the same or are these different?
We have 2 different lines. This is the Houston Lou Spirit tiles. Houston Lou, he is out of Atlanta, Georgia. And then in the other room is our Sid Dickens tiles. Sid Dickens is out of Vancouver, Canada. Same concept, but different look. This is a little more modern, a little more colorful. Out there, it kind of has that old world vintage feel. You buy one, you buy a collection. People love them. They're a huge part of our sales.
I wouldn't even know the first thing it would take to make something like this possible. I feel like you've grabbed different intricate things from all parts of the world, really.
Right, obviously we're Italian, and so we kind of go with Italian, European, old world theme, but not everything has to be that old world, because not everyone, that's everyone's decor style. So we kind of pick and choose, very eclectic, some modern day stuff and then some old world stuff. People can come in, great gifts, great things to decorate the home with. Try to find a little something for everyone that you're not gonna find in the big box stores, unique items.
Love it. And then, of course, you can't leave without getting a bottle of wine.
Absolutely, definitely.
Your time here will be complete. It's a must stop on the list when you come here to Gervasi Vineyard. Francie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's time to do a little shopping, don't you think?
Yes, I think you should do some shopping.
All right, I'll see you after the break. Still to come, something sweet. Indulge in chocolates and ice cream. Welcome back to our road trip to Gervasi Vineyard. There are so many places to explore here on the property. The Bistro, one of them. Paul, I can only imagine, I know it's closed right now, but what the atmosphere is like when this opens up.
This was our flagship property. This building was an old barn that we converted into this amazing restaurant. It's lively, it's fun. The menu is very eclectic, very much fun. People come here and have experiences where memories are made. That's what we're known for.
I can only imagine just looking at the space itself. It is so beautiful. I can tell that you've obviously maintained what this used to be.
Oh, absolutely. We actually tried to reclaim as much of the original as possible during the renovation to convert it into the restaurant. A lot of thought went into it. The table right here that we're sitting at were actually floorboards that we converted.
Wow.
We took a lot of time and effort to truly make this a Tuscan Italian experience.
It's beautiful, and I know if you want to spend an hour or two here, it's possible, but you're not going to want to spend just an hour or two. You're going to want to stay all day, and right next to us outside is the beautiful piazza. I mean, that could take you all day to just sit and relax.
Actually, people sit for hours out there. It's a beautiful venue. It's lakeside. The views are spectacular. The wine is amazing, and the food equally amazing. And that combination just draws people and makes them stay and enjoy. We don't rush people out. There's no table time limits or anything along those lines. And we encourage people to really enjoy the whole experience and value their time here.
Well, you said it makes you want to stay. How about staying overnight? I
Well,
mean,
that's part of the package.
That's the key, right? And you have so many beautiful places to stay. The villas alone are gorgeous. How many people can those fit?
Actually, there are 14 per villa. We have 6 villas.
Each one of them are identical. There's a common area when you walk in, like a lobby, and then 2 rooms to each side off of there. They're beautiful. The decor in there, done by Scott and his family, are amazing. When you walk in, you feel like you are in Italy. And the accommodations are plush. No expense was spared in making these authentic Italian villas. The villas also have a conservatory right next to it as well, which is a beautiful glass structure building, which we've just recently started doing smaller ceremonies and events in as well. The recent addition was the farmhouse, converting the old farmhouse into another type villa. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, beautifully appointed, full kitchen, living room, dining room manor is the only way I can describe it. It is beautiful, and it is attracting a lot of people who are looking for that experience with a family, and they come. You can have a personal chef come to the villa
Oh, you
and
really are
cook
going
dinner.
all out.
Recently, we just had a couple who were engaged, and they booked the entire farmhouse for their engagement, and they had a private chef come in and cook them dinner for the evening. It was amazing.
So how many people can that hold?
It has 4 bedrooms. There's a king suite on the first floor, there's a queen on the second floor, and then 2 smaller bedrooms that actually have trundle beds in them, more family-oriented. But believe it or not, we've had 4 couples stay there as well and do bachelorette parties, things along those lines as well. Have really enjoyed it.
Bring friends, bring the kids, you name it, you can
Absolutely,
do it here.
absolutely.
It is such a destination, and every place we visit, I want more and more of this place. I don't want to leave, that's for sure.
Well, that's what we want you to want.
Hey, but you know, if you do, while you're here and you're staying for a night or 2 and you want to maybe explore some things off of the property while you're in Canton, there's another great spot that's slightly down the road. It is a place that people love, and it's for those who have a sweet tooth, that's for sure.
Konami is an old-fashioned ice cream parlor, restaurant, and candy company. My dad started it in 1962. At that point, we didn't have any hot food. It was just all cold sandwiches and ice cream. And it evolved over the years into what it is today. It's a family fun place. They come get huge ice cream cones, good food, all fresh made.
What can I get for you?
The ice cream, now that comes from, my building used to be Holgren's Dairy back in 1929. We purchased their ice cream recipe, and Smith Dairy has made it for us for the last 25 years.
And for you, sir?
It's a fair price for a nice serving, and that's where my dad taught me.
Sugar cup?
Usually a scoop is about the size of your fist. We have waffle cones that are twice the size of your fist, and milkshakes, banana splits. It's just a sweet tooth dream. A place where kids love it, and I love it. I mean, I've been doing it 41 years. Keeps me young. I laugh. The kids are great. I mean, I hire all high school and college kids. Once they come in school, they usually stay with me till they're sophomore, junior in college, and then they go on about their own, and it's fun. It's fun. I teach them everything they know. We have 28 different flavors of old-fashioned hand-wrapped chocolates. We also make fudge. We roast our own nuts. The candy came about when I was in high school. That was my job. I made all the candy for my father. Turtles or Buckeyes, they're the best. Best Buckeyes you're going to taste in Ohio. My mom's 81. She lives upstairs, and she still makes the coney sauce and chili, and she helps us wash dishes and whatever she can do, but she does good. I knew when I was a junior in high school what I was going to do, and it was take over my dad's business, and I've done so. I like the community. You know, I've grew up here, went to high school here. A lot of the people that work for me their kids have worked for me or their parents have worked for me. Some, their grandparents worked for my father. So it's a family area, and I see a lot of the same people over and over. It's been a good business for us.
Milk and Honey is on Cleveland Avenue Northwest. It's very easy to get to from 77. The best way to start your day coming up right after this. If you stay overnight and you want to get up early and get some breakfast before you continue to explore, I've got a place for you, Hazel and Rye Artisan Baking Company.
Hazel and Rye's Artisan Baking Company. We do a lot of wholesale, catering, weddings, and then we also have our storefront cafe, and we sell in the storefront and everything like that. It is a baking company. It's trying to branch ourselves out to a good secret and to a household name. Our artisan breads, everything's made from scratch here. We use no box mixes. Everything's made just like you would in your own kitchen. We have an Italian oven that we bake all of our breads on the floor, and then we do have the pastry selections and the breakfast and everything like that. We do have a breakfast menu. We are the only people within a 30-mile radius that actually makes all of our stuff in-house. We have a mother starter that's 15 years old, and we make everything from that mother, and we make everything fresh every day, hand kneaded. We don't use any machines or anything like that, so it's all made from scratch. And then even the people that work back there, they put a lot of love into what they do because this is their trade. This isn't just one of their jobs. This is something they love to do. We offer French bread, which are the French baguettes that you do see up there. Those breads are just molded into a kind of a different shape. You can still eat them. They're the same thing, French baguette. It's just we can do a little bit more of art with our stuff here. We offer French, Italian, multi-grain. Some of our specialty is the rye bread. We're going to start doing more rye every single day instead of just one day a week. We offer Asiago cheese bread, honey whole wheat, and we have our different bread specials every single day. I take care of this case back here and this case over here, and that's kind of where my art background comes into play. I pride myself on being able to take classical French pastries and turn them into kind of sort of a modern art piece. French toast, those are a big thing because we do a French toast on a challah bread that we bake fresh every day. So we batter it and everything that we make from scratch. As soon as they order it, we mix our things right there, and then we bake it on our crepe machine. It's awesome, it's crisp, and then we do like a really hot, pure maple syrup with it, with fresh strawberries and everything with it. It's the best. French macaroons. That's my big specialty. I spent about almost 2 years perfecting that and just working on that. I've made over 20,000 of them. So that's my big thing, and that's sort of my specialty, so I recommend everyone have one of those. It's my passion. It's something that I love to do. I always knew growing up that I wanted to do some sort of art, and when I didn't find it doing fine art, I found it somewhere else, and that's awesome. And it's sort of like what they say, you never work a day in your life. Well, I spend almost 16 hours a day here, but it doesn't feel like work. Everyone here is like family. We all work together, and it's kind of something that we all love.
Hazel and Rye Artisan Baking Company is also located in Canton. I hope you've enjoyed your time here at Gervasi Vineyard. I sure have, and I know every time I make the stop, I'm reminded of why I want to come back time and time again. Whether you want to spend a casual afternoon at the Crush House or come to the Bistro and spend a romantic evening, bring the kids, bring your friends, bring the person you're thinking about proposing to. It's the perfect place for just about anyone. It is a paradise right here in Canton, Ohio. I'm Natalie Herbeck, and I'll see you on the next New Day Cleveland. I found the best part about Gervasi Vineyard. It is in the bathroom. Wash your hands, and then you dry them. That was the best invention ever.